In 1882, the German physician Robert Koch isolates the tuberculosis bacillus. His discovery earns him the Nobel Prize in 1905. While primarily a disease of the lungs, tuberculosis can attack bones, the intestines, the liver, and the brain. The bacterium can infect a person, then lie undetected for years, or it can quickly bring the typical symptoms: coughing, tiredness, chest pain, and spitting up blood. It is difficult to imagine a more insidious disease.
Germs, TB germs, they didn't just happen. You got them by direct contact with someone who already had tuberculosis.
Inevitably, elaborate interventions are developed. Many are wildly experimental, making guinea pigs out of desperate patients. TB is also big business. Advertisements in newspapers and medical journals seek to lure the sick to the American West. Denver is especially busy. In national ads, the Chamber of Commerce invites the sick by proclaiming Colorado as the Mecca of consumptives, a place where dry air, equable temperature, and continuous sunshine are as yet the most reliable factors in the cure of the disease.
Patients arrived in Colorado from throughout the United States. Often Colorado was the last resort, no pun intended, for a tuberculosis patient. People who had expended time and money trying to be treated in other areas. So they came from all over the United States, and often communities on the East Coast looked to Colorado as kind of a safety valve, a way to get rid of some of their dangerous tuberculosis patients. And it was not uncommon for communities on the East Coast to provide money for a one-way ticket to Denver in the hopes that those patients would no longer be their responsibility. The growth of Colorado was directly related to tuberculosis. There are estimates that by the 1920s, as much as 60% of Colorado's population had come here because either the person themselves had tuberculosis or someone in the family. So tuberculosis had a major impact on the state, and probably even more disproportionately a major impact on the growth of Colorado's Jewish community.
Two young patients at Denver's National Jewish Hospital meet and fall in love.
He asked one of the girls that was the patient there that he wanted to meet me, and I really didn't want to meet him. I was just like, no, I don't think so.
So I started talking to her, and she had nothing to do with me. No, and of course the reputation there, the Texans, anybody from Texas was wild and bad boys and all that. So she was trying to become a manicurist, and they had classes. And I was going to bookkeeping school and typing, and I used to go get my nails done. And then she would do them on me, and I would hold her hand, and she said, "Stop it." And I would play with her hairs on her arm, and she says, "You know, that's it, you're done." She would kick me out, and finally, little by little, we just became acquainted. And
To my dearest darling, to the most wonderful fellow who I think is the greatest, who I miss very much and love the most. No one can ever compare to you. Love, Cecilia.